Hey, it's Stacy with Anxiety Detox. This week, I want to talk about our brains, more specifically about the upper and lower regions of our brains. Dan Siegel, who's a well-known, renowned clinical psychology professor at UCLA and also the founder of Mindsight Institute, has a fantastic way for teaching us how to understand our brains, even in a way that small children can understand. So let me explain. Dan Siegel talks about the upper region and the lower region of our brain. So the lower region is really the limbic system. So it's a couple of different parts of our brain, but sort of all housed in this lower region of our brain called the limbic system. And the limbic system is in charge of that fight, flight, or freeze, response that we have. It all comes from that lower region of our brains. Now, the upper region, or the cortex, is responsible for problem solving. So when we talk about brains and how our brains work with children, we'll often describe it as the barking dog and the wise owl. So the lower region, being the limbic system, is like the barking dog. When trauma happens or something upsetting in our world, we notice the barking dog jumps into action. And this is the part that's telling us, fight, flee, get ready, freeze up. That is one particular part of our brain. So this lower region we refer to as the barking dog. Now this upper region we talk about as the wise owl. Now this wise owl is great at solving problems, but whenever the barking dog comes out and is activated, the wise owl flies away. So we don't have that capacity or that ability to connect to the problem solving part of our brain when the barking dog is active. So when we think about trauma or just difficulties in life in general, when that lower region of our brain is activated, we can't connect to that rational problem-solving part of our brain. So the only way to get the wise owl to come back is to settle down and calm the barking dog so that the wise owl can come back and help solve problems. Now the next question is, how do we calm down the barking dog? And that is basically through your soothing activities, your breathing, your body language, through meditation. For little kids, we might teach them balloon breathing, or we might teach them to blow bubbles. For older adults, we might practice yoga or mindful breathing or meditation. So there are a lot of different ways, and everybody can kind of choose the way that works for them, but there are some that specifically help our brains calm that barking dog even quicker. And breathing is one of the more common ones. I hope that's helpful. I wanted to give you that little visual. Sometimes when they teach it to older teenagers, they might talk about the upstairs and the downstairs brain and leave out the animals. For me personally, I've heard it taught both ways, and what always sticks with me is the animals, the barking dog and the wise owl. So when you use those metaphors and those ideas to think about how your brain works, it really helps it stick and helps us kind of have that separate awareness when we're upset. Oh, wait, this is that barking dog part of my brain. This is that time where I'm not going to go straight to rational thinking. I'm going to need to soothe and slow down that part of my brain before I can get to that space. The other thing I wanted to tell you is, remember, your brain is like a muscle. So the more often the barking dog is activated, if you've been through trauma, or if you're living in chronic stress or really difficult, stressful environments, the barking dog is going to be activated way more, and it's like working that muscle. So if this is the part of your brain that is most often activated, then you're going to have less and less of your time and your mental energy to do that problem solving that you so want to do to move to your next level. So in order to get there, you've got to have those good strategies for keeping yourself calm, staying focused, staying on track, or getting back to that space whenever you get off track. I hope those are helpful ideas and insights into how our brain works, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Always reach out if you have any questions or stories you want to share, and I look forward to seeing you next Thursday.